everybody, this is Bonnie from bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net, and today I'm here with card number 2 for our online class for the month of November 2020. And we planned on and we picked the peaceful nativity scene and the die cuts. So we chose this right here with the die cuts that go with it. The only other stamp set that I added in that you can either get or not get is I did use this right here and this stamp right here. If you have something of your choice that will work differently for it, feel free to use what you have. The only bundle for the online class that was required to order to get the kit for free was the Peaceful Nativity and the dies. So the card that we're making, I just love this card. I don't even know if I can show it like that. It sits up like this on your table or your space that you're going to be putting it in. It'll sit up just like this. And when you're looking at it, it is just so cool. I'm going to try and tip it up so you can get a better look of it. I mean, this is when it's open. I mean, you wouldn't open it all this way. You'd open it up like this right here. And you could tip this up a little, spread them out, and tip this back. It's just, the ideas for this set is endless, and I absolutely love it. So this card is called a fall step card. That's what they call it. Now, I want to let you know, I didn't tell you on the last one too. On the back, you could put a piece of paper here if you were going to send this to somebody, and you could explain to them, you know, wish them happy Christmas or Merry Christmas or whatever back here, and sign it. And then you can also explain to them that, you know, they pull it out and it sits up like a stair card like that, and then they'll get the gifs of how the card works. Okay, so I'm going to just lay it down here because I don't want to keep knocking it over. Now in your kit, you're going to get the supplies. You're going to get the base card. I'm not going to give you all the measurements. They're in the PDF file that I sent with you when I sent your kit. So, and then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper, and this came out of the Feels Like Frost 6x6 paper. So you're going to need a piece of that. You're going to need another piece of that, which I just used the piece that I trimmed off the bottom. You're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and this is going to be for our greeting right there. You're going to need another piece of Whisper White, and this is going to be for our stamping. And then you will also need a piece of Night of Navy, and this is going to be for our die cutting. And so I'm going to set these pieces off to the side, and I'm just going to use, we're going to do some stamping first. So I'm going to want this piece and the greeting piece. And I'm just going to move my Bonnie's Creative Place up there. And then we're going to stamp the greeting, and we're going to stamp this up first. Maybe I'll put it over here. We need the Night of Navy ink. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp Mary and Joseph and the baby. You've got more than you're going to need for this piece to stamp. And then we're going to stamp the donkey. And I'm doing all of this in Night of Navy. And then we're going to stamp the sheep. And then I got to get out the For Unto You a Child is Born. It's in this stamp set. And I forgot to get it out, and I'm going to put it on a block here. And we're going to stamp, put this right in the middle. You could do a couple more sheep and have a couple sheep on there, but I just did one. Okay. We can just put that off to the side. We can set these all away. And now we're going to do some die cutting. So you should have a manger. You should have 4 of these little palm trees. 1 of them that we should have stamped. You'll have your star, and then you'll have your 4 stamped images. The sheep, the donkey, and the manger, or Mary, Joseph, and the baby. And you will have the star, which mine already fell out, so I just had to make sure I took the die. You'll have all that extra. You could actually probably do another whole row in case you made a mistake. Alright. Okay, now I'm just going to set this off to the side because I have to bring in our paper trimmer again so we can do some scoring. So on the 11-inch side, open this up, our arm. Move some of these stamps so I can get it in the camera a little better. Okay. On the 11-inch side of the arm, we're going to start at 4 1/4. You remember, use the white blade. The lightest blade is for scoring. The dark blade is for cutting. So we're doing scoring right now. Yes, I know my thing is upside down or backwards, but I'm left-handed, so it's easier for me. So I'm scoring at 4 1/4. Score. Then we're going to scoot over to 2 1/2. We're going to score. Then we're going to scoot over to 4 1/4. And we're going to score. And then we're going to scoot over to 6. Yep, 6. And we're going to score. And then we're going to scoot all the way over to 8 1/4. And we're going to scoot right there. And then we're going to score. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to score on these score lines. Okay, so now you're going to take your piece of Night of Navy. Now you want to go ahead and you want to put this piece on here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It looks like this. And now I'm going to kind of eyeball, because this piece would go here. So actually I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to turn it, or I'm going to take a pencil, I'm going to put this towards the back. I don't think I have a pencil, so I'm just going to use a pen, and I'm just going to give it a tiny mark right there. Okay? So now I'm going to take and I'm going to put adhesive everywhere underneath that piece of pencil mark or pen mark or whatever you put in there. And then I'm going to put this all the way down into the bottom, so it touches the bottom, and then I'm going to push this up. So you see how that's coming along so far? So this is what we've got so far. Okay, we got this up here. So now I want to decorate the inside of this. Now this one you don't have to cut down like we did the last one. You don't have to cut down. But I don't want it all the way down here, because then when you put your other pieces you won't really see it. So I kind of want it up a little bit so that when you close this you still see everything. So I kind of wanted it, I think I put it right about there. Yeah, I'm going to say that's about right. I put it right about here, just above this little flower. When you get yours, it's like a little flower thing. So just above that. Again, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I'm going to grab my tweezers this time. It's easier to be able to pick it up when I'm done. Get your not lopsided. That's one thing that's good about using the liquid glue though, is you have a little bit of time. And here, the same thing. If you get glue where you don't want it, have a little dish with a little powder in it or something, any kind of white powdery baby powder, whatever you have, and then just dip it in and dab it around. Not a lot, because you don't want to change the color, but just dip it and it'll get rid of the stickiness if you have any stickiness on there. Then we're going to take the Mary, Jesus, and the baby, and we're going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of it because we want it to pop off the page. Just like that. So far, it's coming along really cute. So now we're going to work on this piece, and that's where we're going to bring in this piece of DSP. I know it does not fit completely, but when you close all this stuff up, I want it more towards the top, because when this is sitting up like this, you're not going to see all the way down in there, so it's not going to matter, okay? So just take this little piece and we're going to put it in, and we're going to put it right about like this. I left about 1/4 inch because you're going to see why in a minute. So that's what I left right there. So now I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to put the little manger, or I don't know what this is. Not the manger, it's the shack. And I'm just going to put glue on the bottom of this. Okay? So I'm just dabbing some glue and I'm putting it right on the bottom. And I'm trying to line this up. I mean, you can bring this in, but it's not going to really matter. You just want to line this up right like this and just hold it there for a second or two. When the card's folded, it lines up a little bit like the top of it, but it's not perfect. When it lines up the best is when it's out. And you want to keep like scoring your parts that go down. That's how the card's supposed to sit. And I'll explain more of the scoring, but it's easier to decorate it when it's like this. So now we got our 4 trees. I want one right here like this. So I'm going to put some glue here and a little bit of glue on this one in the middle, because it's going to hit right where the building is. And I'm just going to put it here and there. See? Just like that. And then I'm going to take another one that looks like this. And I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to put the glue over here and down here, because it's the opposite, so I want it more on the opposite side. And I'm just going to put it there. Oops. Before we finish, we're going to put our greeting down. Oh, I sponged around this. Let me get my Night of Navy sponge here. I totally forgot. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to sponge all around it. Just gives it a little more color. It's taped on the back because I was going to put it down, so now it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, so something like that. Get that out of the way. And we'll line it up right here. Okay, so now we got this. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some more palm trees. This one we're going to add right here, like this, down here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to put it right here. Just gonna let it hold. I actually got a little too much again. Tell myself a little bit goes a long way. And then we're gonna put a little tiny bit on the edge of the other one, if I can. We're going to put that one right here. And this one you might have to hold a little, because you want to make sure it stays. And you're only putting a little bit of glue on the tippy bottom, and it'll stay there. I'm going to put this right here. Okay. And then you want to take your donkey, and again we're going to use some more Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm only going to use one piece because I don't want the head, if I put some on the head and it's going to stick there or anything. And I'm just going to put it right here, just like that. And then I'm going to grab the sheep, and I'm going to get another piece, and I'm just going to put one piece right on it. You can use a whole round one or some scraps like I'm using, whatever you got. And then I'm going to put the sheep right there. So now what you want to do is you want to go underneath here with your scoreboard. You could have done this beforehand, but if it's giving you trouble standing up, score these parts down really good. And this one right here. Oop. Okay. And then when you sit this up, oops. Yeah, see, I didn't check, and I had a little glue. Shoulda checked. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. There we go. Okay. And then score this one too. Make sure this one's scored really good so that it will flatten it out. It's still drying. Make sure everything's dry. And then it'll sit up like this. Isn't that adorable? This is how it's all supposed to sit up. I mean, when you're looking at it, it's really, really cute. Oh, we got to put our star. I almost forgot. Got to put our star on there. So again, I'm going to add a little, and I'm not done. I got to add some rhinestones to this card also. Star right here. It just, I don't know, the star just adds something. And now we're going to get some tiny rhinestones. You'll get 4 rhinestones in this little, with this little bundle. And I'm going to take put these here. And I'm just making like a little kind of pyramid-y thing. I'm going to put one right here. And then the last one is going, you guessed it, right in the star, right there. So, I mean, that's it. This card is just absolutely gorgeous. And, I mean, it sits up so nicely. And I just love it. I just love how it sits. I mean, it just makes it all flow. So, I hope you guys enjoyed card number 2. And if you see any of the products you see here and you want to go to Bonnie's Creative Place, Stampin'Up.net. But this was for our November 2020 online class. And thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll be back with card number 3.